Sacramento, California, born and raised. And Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. As you guys can notice, I am not in my normal setup as I usually record Keek on the Mic. I am not near my podcast setup, so I am just going to record from my phone today, but I just wanted to make sure I got this report out to you guys today and not tomorrow. But the report out of Chicago is this, and I feel like this is going to be a really fun discussion for us to talk about today, is that the Bears' young stars believe the team is going to surprise people in 2022. Obviously, something that we have been talking a lot about on the podcast is that how the Bears don't have a lot of expectations this season. A lot of people around the league and even some Bears fans see this team as a 3 to 5 win football team. So there's not a lot of expectations with this football team this year going into the season, which sometime could be a positive thing, right? But a couple of young stars on the team are ready to surprise the doubters. And those two young stars of the Bears are offensive playmakers David Montgomery and Darnell Mooney. And they both shared their thoughts on different media programs about the upcoming season and how they both believe the team is going to outperform expectations. Darnell Mooney joined Redline Radio and was asked if the team was prepared for a potentially painful season. Given the low expectations, he responded with, "Not at all." He then said that there was no doubt that they could be a surprise when the season begins. As skills players, we're just like, if the O-line can give Justin Fields some time just to get us the ball often, we're gonna blow. Then David Montgomery shared similar views to Mooney while speaking to Jarrett Payton and Caitlin Sharkey on WGN's GN Sports TV, and believes the Bears are a team that won't be counted out early. David Montgomery had this to say: "I'm excited for everyone on the team to kind of go out and have fun, but also dominate too. We're going to do a lot of things that people don't expect us to do. We are going to shock a lot of people. I'm excited." And obviously, hearing the confidence these two leaders of the team gets me really pumped up for the season. Obviously, does confidence always lead to wins? No, not necessarily. But it's nice to see that they're not letting the outside noise that you hear out of outside Hallis Hall, the negativity of having low expectations gets them, right? And it shouldn't, right? You have low expectations this season, probably as a football team, or at least the outsiders have low expectations, but you can still have goals that you want to reach this season. And just because the outside has low expectations doesn't mean you should have low expectations for yourself. So obviously it's good to hear the confidence radiating not only from Darnell Mooney, but from David Montgomery. And obviously that's going to radiate to the other players on the Chicago Bears football team. And once again, there is no pressure at all for the Bears this season because they have low expectations. But usually when you have those low expectations, that's when you actually see good results. That's actually when you actually outperform those low expectations. And then Mooney and Montgomery feel this way because they feel that Justin Fields is going to develop, right? Take a leap from year 1 to year 2, and they're really confident in that. Obviously, Darnell Mooney has come out a lot on these different media programs and then told us straight up, "Hey, I truly feel that Justin Fields will take the next step. I've been training with him all offseason long, and I am excited to see what Justin Fields can do." And obviously, David Montgomery, he's another guy that if he can take that next step, right? Obviously, last year he dealt with some injuries, but he had a really, really good start to his 2021 campaign, dealt with some knee injuries, and then kind of slowed him down, but still had a pretty good season. So these are two confident players, and they happen to be some of our young stars on the opposite side of the football. So that is really good to hear that these leaders are stepping up. And one of the things I really liked that Darnell Mooney said was, if the offensive line can give Justin Fields some time. And obviously that is a big question mark going into the season. That's something that we've been talking a lot about here on the podcast. If the offensive line can take that small little leap and give Justin Fields just enough time, I absolutely agree that Darnell Mooney, David Montgomery, even Cole Kmet, all the offensive playmakers will absolutely have success. Then you add, obviously, the new scheme with Luke Getsy and what he's bringing and what that wide zone Shanahan offense looks like. If the offensive line can get it done and just get a little bit better this year, this Chicago Bears team can probably absolutely shock a lot of the doubters. And I truly believe that. And that's not just me being the optimistic fan that I am. I truly feel that if the offensive line can give Justin Fields some time, which that's how usually it works for all NFL organizations. If you can keep the quarterback clean, give them time, usually the quarterback has success. Obviously, you can give Justin Fields time. In this new Luke Getsy scheme, I truly feel that the Bears will be able to shock a lot of people. And that's one of the reasons why David Montgomery and Darnell Mooney are so confident this season, and that they feel that these low expectations shouldn't bother Bears fans and that shouldn't bother their other teammates as well. Because one, if Justin Fields can develop while staying upright, the offensive line can give him some time. Montgomery and Darnell Mooney feel that the Bears have a chance to make this season very, very interesting. And I kind of agree with them. So I'm super excited to see what this season holds for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, Darnell Mooney and David Montgomery, if they want their ambitions to come true, they're going to have big seasons to prove these doubters wrong. And I'm pretty sure that they will contribute very well to the Chicago Bears offense. And I'm excited to see what happens this season. So let me ask you guys this before I let you guys go. Do you guys agree with Darnell Mooney and David Montgomery? Let me know down below in the comment section. But before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of Kick on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, I'll be back for our all-new Bears podcast right here on Kick on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout